When the kettle went quiet, Britain trembled, not from bombs, not from hunger, from the terrifying thought that there might be no more tea. In wartime Britain, tea wasn't just a drink. It was the national soul in liquid form. It calmed the nerves during air raids. It soothed children in bomb shelters. It powered the weary factory worker, the nurse, and the soldier on leave. It was warm, brown reassurance in a cup, and as the Ministry of Food once admitted, an essential wartime comfort. But the sea had other plans. By 1940, German U-boats were sinking merchant ships faster than Britain could replace them. Tea came from far-flung corners of the empire, India, Ceylon, Africa, and every convoy risked being torpedoed before reaching home shores. Soon the warehouses ran low. The ration book arrived. Each Briton was allowed just 2 ounces of tea per week. That's about 25 cups, 3 cups a day if you sipped politely and didn't spill any. But tea drinkers don't do polite when it comes to shortages. People reused tea bags 3 times. Some even dried the leaves on windowsills for a second brew. It wasn't recycling. It was desperation in a teapot. Housewives queued outside grocers for hours, clutching ration books like treasure maps. When the shelves stood empty, the disappointment was national. One newspaper moaned that morale was falling faster than the barometer. In some homes, the kettle became just another dusty ornament. Children cried when there was no afternoon tea with biscuits, the ritual broken. Factories slowed because there was no tea break to look forward to. Even soldiers on the front lines wrote letters home begging, not for socks or cigarettes, but for tea. One letter from North Africa simply read, "If there's a cup awaiting when I get home, I'll be the richest man alive." Rationing lasted through the war and beyond. Tea was too precious, too essential to risk running out completely. In bombed-out streets and darkened shelters, people clung to those 2 ounces a week as if they were silk and silver combined. By the end of the 1940s, Britons had forgotten what it felt like to pour tea freely. And then a miracle via radio. "The tea ration is to be increased," announced the BBC. The words crackled through static, but the message was clear. Supplies were improving. Convoys were safer. For the first time in years, people could dream of seconds. The real celebration came in 1952, when the government finally declared tea rationing over. The nation erupted quietly because it's Britain, but still erupted. Kettles boiled like victory bells. In kitchens from Cornwall to Dundee, people poured, stirred, and sighed in relief. After 12 long years, Britain could have a proper brew again. Historians often say tea helped win the war not because it fed soldiers, but because it steadied everyone else. It was the pause between sirens. The calm after the blackout, the symbol that no matter how dark it got, there was still something worth boiling water for. Here's a fun fact. 2 ounces of tea makes about 3 cups a day, the bare minimum for any self-respecting Briton. And yet that tiny ration kept morale alive through the Blitz, the ration books, and the long winters of waiting. The moral? Sometimes the smallest things hold an empire together. When the bombs fell and the kettle went cold, the British didn't give up. They brewed again, and again until victory tasted like tea. So tonight, when you pour yourself a cup, raise it to those who waited 12 years for theirs. The next time someone says it's just tea, remind them, it once held a nation together. If you enjoyed this story, do us a favor, like the video, subscribe, and join us next time on History LOLs for the Great British Sausage Panic of 1863. Until then, keep calm and put the kettle